Alright, what's up everyone? I'm Fearless Falcon and welcome back to Eyes in the Dark. It's been about a month, maybe month and a half, since I last played this. It's gone through a couple of minor updates that have apparently upped the power of gameplay, fixed things. Made things a little different, stylistically. And, you know, I enjoy the game. It's been a little while, so... You know, why not, right? Twist of Fate, extra divergences from the start? Sure. Sure, I'll take those. Okay. Completed. Okay, so for some reason, when I failed this one earlier, after beating it on my own time, it has, undone itself. So we have to once again redo Archibald Bloom. Not much. Not much is happening. The game's gotten a few updates, so I felt like we'd come back to it for a day. That's just me, though. Also, the audio should be actually able to be heard this time. Just saying. So, the way that the sort of New Game Plus works is, after you beat the game the first time, you unlock, like, modifier runs. Like, we're on one right now. We're on one of the modifier runs right now. And they have preset modifier runs and, like, set-it-yourself modifier runs. And the preset ones have a theme. Like, this specific level, or this specific run, has two rules. The first rule is a bonus. The first bonus is, after I beat a boss, I fully heal. Instantaneously. There's no questions asked. Full heal. Everyone is happy. The downside is there are no other healing items in the entire game anywhere. With the, like, possible exception of, like, healing upgrades that, like, let me leech health, I can't heal any other way. So, it's kind of like this catch-22. Also, I realized that I should probably move my face to the bottom so you can see the health and the ammo bar. But yeah, they fixed a lot of bugs. Like, one of the bugs that I encountered pretty early on was, like, if I fail a run, like if I were to die right now, any upgrades I had for my flashlight, at least battery upgrades that, like, you know, up my damage or cause stun, would carry over to the next run, but, like, not actually be present on my menu, so I just have, like, this and this as invisible extra batteries. And the devs were like, no, not our intent. Since this is, like, the first area, if you'd like, I can just close the run now, and I can show you all the options for the available special runs, because I have unlocked everything, all the run modifiers. We could even do a fully custom run. Make it as easy or hard as possible. I did see that. I did see that Slime Rancher 2 was coming out. Alright, so here's how this is gonna play. So first I'm just gonna pick a couple of modifiers here. Sure, I'll take that, and that, and that, and ooh, this. Alright, then let's do a custom run. Here are our options. We can select any 4 of these. Start the game with 1 extra health. Enemy projectiles deal double damage. Every zone in the mansion has 1 extra room. Slingshot ammo recharges automatically. Bonus rooms are removed from the game. Shops are removed from the game. Enemies have a chance to drop items. Zones have 1 fewer room, the exact opposite of the other one. Start the game with 1 less max health. All items are 1 level higher. Collecting sparks heals you. Defeating a guardian heals you completely. I don't know why, but this one just doesn't exist. Enemies take extra damage. Each divergence has an extra perk and an extra impediment. So extra bonuses, but also extra drawbacks. No healing items. Enemies don't drop sparks. Enemies deal more damage. More enemies in each room. And instead of having to choose a modifier and a drawback every time we beat a boss, we have to choose it every 4 minutes. Alright, if I wanted to think what the hardest layout would be for me. So I can only pick 4. No sparks. No bonus rooms. No shops. Which kind of negates the no sparks problem. Extra enemies. Or, no. Enemies just deal more damage in general. And less health. Well, see, the thing is, the main source of healing is from shops, and I just took shops out of the game completely. The only other healing source are these tiny little boxes that sometimes have hearts. Look at that, I'm already down to a third of my... to, like, a third health. To be fair, it has been like a month and a half since I last touched this game, so I'm a little out of practice. Alright, well, you can say it, but I might not be able to see it in chat for a second because I'm kind of focused on the boss right now. Insector, you asshole! Thou art bitch. The shadowy bitch. Well, now I am absolutely screwed. I have, like, 1 health left. I have no idea where the exit is. I think the only thing that could save this run is, one of the bonuses I can pick at the... after beating a boss, or between levels, is that I heal to full before or after a boss. Like, there are two different ones. One for before, one for after. Like, if I could get one of those, I should be able to keep my health up. Oh, hey, a health chest! Yeah, that was a very minor heal. That was half a heart. Not enough to be useful. I mean, every bit counts, but... like, in the long run, that's like one attack. Alright, our choices are... well, shop items being more expensive is sort of useless because there are no shops, so I'll just take the basic gain immunity to webs and we'll move on. Oh great, we're in the garden. That's fantastic. Wide open, lots of places to have enemies show up and try to kill me. I honestly do like the garden, though. The garden is the only purely horizontal level. Like, a lot of the other levels in this game, it's like, oh, do I go up? Like, is that gonna lead to a transition room? Here, no. The garden is straight, and it has an upper exit and a lower exit. And that's it. Well, I mean, isn't that kind of standard practice that you can't fight a boss until you find the corresponding mini-boss? I should have waited until I beat the boss to grab that. Oh well. Items are precious, we only get so many. Hi, Vor's here. Ah. Wait, I can projectile the ball to bounce back in the other direction? That's a nice touch. It's not like I'm going to be able to use it, but good to have that advantage. Yeep. I keep forgetting I have a dodge. And I'm dead. Honestly, for making it as difficult as possible on myself, that wasn't that bad. Still, I'd like to have all check marks across this whole board, so let's try this one again. Honestly, I simultaneously like and don't like adaptive difficulty. like, it's very hard to get right. Because, like, on one hand, it's nice to be able to be like, okay, there's this super hard boss that I can't beat. It's nice to have the game take pity on me. But then on the other hand, it's like, am I really improving, or is the game just babying me? I vaguely recall, there was some fighting game where, like, the final boss was like that. Like, it was just, like, super tough and had, like, a bajillion HP. But it was rigged so that, like, damage you did was subtracted from its max HP every time you started a new fight against them. So eventually you would be able to just flat up one-shot them. Or at least, you know, hold your own. It's hard to get adaptive difficulty right, and I'm speaking at this from a perspective of someone who's played more than enough games to have that kind of experience. Like, because you have to make it, because the trick with adaptive difficulty is you have to make it subtle. You have to make it subtle, but you also have to make it work over time. Because, like, you know, if it's, oh, I'm just gonna give you a good gun every time, then every time you fail, I would expect a higher chance at, like, a better gun. You know, start with, like, oh, this, you know, you start with, you know, on the Borderlands weapons rarity scale. Oh, you get to start with a friggin' green instead of a white rarity. But instead it's like, oh, you failed 10 times, so now you get a blue rarity. And then you got the slap in the face from modern Mario series, the Golden Tanuki Leaf. Anyone else remember that? That was a huge slap in the face. Fair enough. You know, your experience may vary. And, you know, some people like being able to have an adaptive difficulty, because it's sort of like, you know, do you want, like, halfway between medium and hard? We can do that for you. It's just tricky. It's tricky to pull off without designing, like, 10 bajillion difficulties. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. No. You are shimmering, my darling. You should know that being glimmered is a bad thing for shadow creatures. Okay, moving on. Taking the dumbwaiter. Alright. Fully heal before facing guardians, but gain fewer sparks when selling items. Or extra dodge and vulnerability. Two of those can make me dang near invincible. Shop items are more expensive. Yeah, I'm gonna take fully heal. The thing is, like, if I can get, and discovered this. Ooh. Sorry. But like the dodge invincibility, if I get 2 stacks, if I get Artful Dodger twice, I can just keep dodging and I'll be completely invincible, if zipping all over the place like an idiot. So as long as I can control where I am, you know, and I don't mind being a complete dum-dum that teleports every half a second, then I'm completely untouchable. But I need 2 stacks of Artful Dodger, which is... I'm not gonna say rare, just uncommon. Oh, hey, look, the boss. Hi, Brudor. How you doing? You big lump. Hey, I don't understand a lot of things, so I totally hear you there. Thunk. Would you just die, please? Return to the shadows from whence you came. The light calleth your name, your detestable name. Charge my key and let's get out of here. I've had games like that. So now that I've beaten 2 bosses, count them 2, all of the items in the game will be rank 2 instead of rank 1. Oh, I can do that too, see? Like, if I get a slightly longer dodge, I can just air dodge forever. It's fun. Anyway, what do we got? Don't like any of this. Slingshot shots can actually recharge themselves. I love that. Thrust module allows me to dodge multiple times. That'll be good for navigating the upper floors. Having 2 dodges is good for getting out of long-range attacks, too. Buddy, you got really bored with this game when we first tried it. Actually, the slingshot doesn't recharge over time, it recharges as I deal damage. I'll take a chain lightning battery, but it's not the best thing. I don't really like the chain lightning battery. What's lying around here? Ooh, sparks. Always a plus. Alright, let's see. None of these are good. I'll just scrap all of them. Or one of them. I can only pick one. Alright. Oh, didn't realize I walked into an enemy room. Hey, the chain lightning is actually working now! That thing's been bugged for months! But it still requires multiple enemies in the same room at the same time, and that is not often the thing that I get. Well, I will add that to the... I will put that on the notepad as the current game Nate is going to keep asking me to play. Ooh, extra damage. Alright, fully recharge projectiles before facing guardians, but lose 50 sparks. No. I mean, it's not like it would be too much of a pain, but at the same time, it's like, just, no, why? We already have defeating a guardian heals you fully, so I can't get that twice. There's no point. Danger sense, immunity to spikes. Sure, there's some spikes in the later areas. Any games I've enjoyed recently? I have, I mean, I was playing I did see that Pac-Man World is getting a remake, and I'm really excited for that. As someone who played and beat the OG Pac-Man World, having it come back into the spotlight is gonna be great, unless it's a sucky remake. Where was I, though? Oh, yeah. I was playing more I Expect You to Die 2 earlier. I was going for the speedrun achievements on each level. Oh, yeah, I saw it pop up on my feed, like a month ago, even. I was like, you're kidding, right? Like, there's no way that friggin' that game of all games would get a remake. But no, it seems that people are genuinely running out of ideas for new games. I mean, wanting to make sure that the younger generations get a chance to experience the glory of the original PlayStation games. Running out of ideas. I have played and 100% completed the original I Expect You to Die. This was notably before I started streaming. This was like 3 years ago that the first one came out. It was one of the first games I had on my Oculus. And I played it, and I 100%ed it, and it was awesome. Thus, when the new second one somehow came out a year ago and slipped under my radar and I just recently found out about it, I was like, oh, I know what I'm getting. That's an instant buy. Like, same dev team, same mechanics. That is a drop everything, I don't even need to read a single review buying it. I had to, because every level in I Expect You to Die, and the second one, has, like, hidden objectives. And one of them is speedrunning the level. Which often means knowing what to do beforehand, having it down pat. Usually, I think the speedrun times are different for PC versus, like, Xbox, because it's on Xbox and stuff. But, like, there you use a controller and you only really have one hand. Whereas, with the VR version, you have two hands. So, like, in the VR version, I can double down on things of, like, okay, I'm going to grab the fire extinguisher and the wire cutters at the same time so I can handle both of these things at once and cut down on seconds. Whereas, if I only had one hand and was running it via controller, I wouldn't have that luxury. Ooh, burn effect. Sure, I'll take a burn effect. Yeah, I did see a lot of people talking about Job Simulator a few years ago. I just never picked it up because, I mean, VR games are kind of expensive. The issue is that, like, I kind of have to... It kind of spits in the face of my usual rule set of, like... I will say a game is good if... Yeah, I think it was Vacation Simulator or something. I've seen it on the store. But, like, my usual rule, and I've said this countless times, and I'll say it countless times again, is that I count whether a game is, like, worth buying or not, whether it's, like, if I paid $30 for this, I expect to play for 30 hours. But with VR games, it's a little different because they take a lot more energy to develop and work to get to move properly. But then at the same time, they're an experience. It's, you know, actually getting to interact with the game in a more physical manner, and it's more useful, or just more interesting. So, like, you know, I would recommend I Expect You to Die, but, you know, you're not getting the same bang for your buck as you would if you bought, I don't know, Smash Bros. Or Minecraft. Well, I kind of have this, like, side clause of, you know, there are some games that are absolutely wonderful and defy the formula. You know, like, Undertale, I've said this before, is a game that definitely does not take 10 hours to beat if you know what you're doing. You know. So, by all metrics, I would say maybe it's worth considering, but not getting, unless it's on sale. But then, at the same time, it's such a powerful game, and such an experience with so many well-designed characters and beautiful design that it's worth the extra money. So it's like, I really have to ask myself, like, where does the line between pure numbers end and do I have a day's battery? I do not have a day's battery. I will take a day's battery, please. What other sickening wares do you have to offer me? None of these are useful. Well, one of them was kind of useful, but I didn't have any slot I could slot it into. I mean, I don't need Sonic Origins. I have all those games together in one spot anyway. Because that's the other thing. Like, I have this nifty little thing lying around somewhere in the back called, like, the Sonic Mega Collection. It was for the GameCube. And it had, like, Sonic 1 through 3 and Knuckles, Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Spinball, and, like one other one. It was 7 games on 1 disc, is what I'm getting at here. And, oh, okay, we're moving the entire level then. And it's like, you know, if I have this, and it's 7 games in 1, then why am I going to pay more money for 4 of those games? And then also, like, some extras. It just doesn't make sense. Like, if they added extra modes or difficulties or something, sure, I could potentially see getting it. But, like, if it's just the games wholesale, then I already have them. Or, you know, they're old games, I can emulate them. So it's just, you know, sometimes I have to question whether a remake is worth it or not. Hi, Stingor! Apparently there was a bug where the little enemies here would get killed if they touched an item if it dropped from enemies drop items mode. Can you hold still? Or at least enter pursuit mode, please? Yeah, Sonic Spinball, I never got past level 1. And frankly, it just annoyed me so much that I just never went back to it. Yeah, it's definitely one of those ones where it's like, okay, this is a game that is for either hardcore fans that really want to be able to say they've played every game in the series, or speedrunners. Like, I am content saying I have touched the game. It is not the kind of thing that I want to complete. Granted, I do have a bit of a soft spot for pinball. I remember there was this roller rink up in like 40 minutes from where I live, where I learned how to roller skate and stuff. And they had 2 pinball machines, and one of them was like race car themed, and all I can remember was that like whenever you lost, it would be like campaign, and then you put in another quarter and play it again. I would love to have a pinball machine. Like I would unironically want a pinball machine. Also a slot machine, but like, you know, it's not exactly something that you can easily get your hands on. You know, pinball machines are expensive. I looked into it one time, and they are expensive. Like, really, really expensive. Like, that would be a guilty buy, or a guilty pleasure buy if I, like, won the lottery or something. Or was just, like, naturally super rich. Like, I'd be like, I'm getting a pinball machine for myself. Maybe I'll custom order one to be themed around, I don't know. Something crazy. It's not like you can just go to, like, because, you know, if you want art, you can just go to, like, I don't know, DeviantArt or whatever, and be like, hey, can I find an artist to draw something? That's how I got my logo for the stream. Or was that from Twitter? I don't remember. Either way, there are plenty of artists for, like, drawing art and logos and shit. But, like, you know, there's not that many people that I know of where you can be like, can I commission a pinball machine? Let alone one with a specific theme. Oh, we're going down this way then. Like, the funny thing is, I actually know someone who could at least put me in contact with someone who could, like, commission a hot air balloon for me. If I had the money. Like, I don't know anyone who makes pinball machines, but I know how to get my hands on a hot air balloon if I was rich enough. And, you know, actually bothered to want a hot air balloon. Actually, my mom actually went out to go... enemy stuck on the floor. Actually, my mom is actually out flying a hot air balloon right now. Well, helping fly. I don't know if she's on the chase crew today or actually in the basket, but... You know, she knows how to fly a hot air balloon. She's cool. She's a cool mom. Ah, there's the last enemy. Alright, what do I want? None of these are really great. No, none of these are really great. I'm just gonna scrap them for sparks. Okay, so where's the boss? I'm gonna guess up. Nope, that's the shop. Marking that down, though, because they're probably gonna upgrade to 3-star items next. There you are! Oh, it's you two. It's you assholes. It's Ornstein and Smaug. Can you not? Can you not? Can you, like, actually not? Please, thank you. That'd be great. I love getting double teamed. Don't take that out of context, please. Oh, he's bigger now. I forgot he does that. God damn, now he's at max power. And he's dead. And I'm at full health again. Alright, where were we? Oh yeah, going back to the shop for shop stuff. I'm going shopping. Hippity 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 hop. Fun don't stop. Hippity hop. Give me the heebie-jeebies. Ooh, getting the heebie-jeebies. I am so weird today. Alright, Whiplash Bulb. Refracting Bulb. I mean, the Whiplash Bulb would have been good, but, like, I don't like those stats. It's like a good effect, but garbage stats. Okay, moving on. That leaves the clock tower on the upper floors. The last of the upper floors is the clock tower, which means a purely vertical level that we have to climb up. There are 2 vertical levels in the game. One you have to climb up, and one you have to climb down. And I like them all. Well, Clock Tower isn't exactly fun, but I like the boss of Clock Tower a lot, so it gets a bit of a pass. Any projectile damage to dazed enemies heals you. Ooh, okay. We can drop damage for that. Alright. New options. No, well, there are no health chests. And then on top of that, I don't take any damage from spikes. You can't make spikes deal double damage when they deal 0 damage. You missed me beating one of the bosses, but other than that, nothing really. Oh. You missed nothing, I died. Recharge augment, lightning bulb, extra health. Sure, and sure, why not? I'm gonna take a quick moment to go downstairs and get a drink of green tea that I remember that I left in the freezer and I don't want it exploding. I'll be right back. I don't want a bomb going off in the freezer. Well, it wouldn't exactly be a bomb, but it'd be like, you know, frigid ice. Ice explosion. Explodio. I have recovered the icebox. Can't really tell, but it's like solid and heavy and, you know, made of ice. Look, you can see there are actually bubbles on it that aren't moving. And it's actually frozen since water freezes better. It's actually rising out of the top now. Oh god, that game was annoying. It was bad. It was bad. Well, I gotta go slow. I didn't mean to fuck out the whole radio. It was an arcade game that got ported to the Wii. One of those old arcade games, so like you had like a mini fake light gun. Oh, old shooter games like that were pretty popular in arcades. Oh, where did I get it? So, I honestly don't know. My grandma in Florida had, at one point, well, so here's it's a very long story. I actually have 2 Nintendo Wiis. Because, one of them, like, wasn't working perfectly, so I got a second one. And the first one broke. But the second one didn't have the GameCube attachment. Because some Nintendo Wiis, the first half of the production cycle for Nintendo Wiis, they had, GameCube ports. And then in the second half of the Wii's life, they didn't. So I bought an extra Wii that actually had GameCube ports that I still have. It still works. Knock on wood that it still works, please. And I left the one that doesn't have GameCube ports at Grandma's, so that, you know, when I was younger and I wanted to, you know, sit around and play games in Grandma's house in Florida, I actually had more options than just my DS. I actually had home games instead of handheld games. Not to say handheld games aren't great, I just wanted more variety and more options. So, after explaining to Grandma exactly what it is to, like, what the game cartridges look like, and then sending her and my dad off on an adventure to go find a couple. Well, I think they got me some for, like, the holidays or something. I think that's where they got it. They got it, like, the bargain bin of, like, a friggin' Kohl's or something. Point is, someone else got it, and I don't know exactly where it came from. But a few years ago, I think a year and a half ago, maybe while I was at college, so more like 3 or 4 years ago, whatever. A significant, but not grand amount of time ago, I kind of realized that, like, with the Switch, I can just take games over there. And with myself starting to stream, I needed more games. So, I was like, okay, I got an idea. I will take all of the Wii games from Grandma's house and bring them back to New Jersey. That way I have more variety for the stream. Back when I was playing, like, a different game every other day. And I also don't risk losing these because, you know, my grandma and grandpa are, like, 80. They're old. I really don't expect either of them to make it to New Year's, frankly. At least with their brains intact. They are both losing their minds. And one of the things I really didn't want was all of my gaming equipment down there being lost when they inevitably kicked the bucket and they had to, like, get everything out of the house for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, it's high time we evacuate all the gaming equipment from Grandma's house and just take it home. Portable gaming is king now, really, with the Switch and laptops and what have you, so why am I gonna bother having an old, dated home console that no one even makes games for anymore? The last Wii game came out in 2020, and that was a Just Dance game. Funny thing is, it's not the only gaming system that's broken while I was in Florida. So let me tell you guys that story. If you're interested, that is. I presume you all are. So, the Nintendo 3DS. Most likely, one of the most famous and frankly innovative portable consoles, because it started integrating, like, limited 3D and stuff. When it first came out, it was the first and only time that I did not pre-order a console for Nintendo like that Well, I could have pre-ordered it, but I didn't. Because I knew that it was going to come out while I was in Florida, and I didn't want to have to wait until I got back to pick it up. So, instead, we spent a day scouring GameStops around... Yeah, I know, right? So instead we spent a day or so scouring GameStops on the way from the airport to Grandma's house, because we didn't have anything else to do, to try and find a 3DS, and we found one! We found a GameStop in some hodunk town in the middle of nowhere that had several in stock, so I got one. And then they asked the question that I never really had to think about before. Do you want a protection plan on this? Because, you know, I never really thought about protection plans on my equipment before. And my mom was like, I don't think we need it. And something in the back of my head, some little tiny voice told me, this is probably a good idea. Replacing it if it gets broken is probably a good idea. Like, I know my mom's smart enough to know that Nintendo consoles don't exactly break easily, but like some little tiny voice just told me, you need to get the protection plan. So I stepped up to the plate and I offered to pay for it myself with whatever limited money I had from my allowance and whatnot. And my mom agreed and let me buy the protection plan. 3 days later, the damn thing wouldn't turn on. 3 days, and it broke. I kid you not. I have never had a device break that quickly on me before, but it just would not turn on. The battery light was still on, like I could plug it in and the charging light would come on, but the system wouldn't turn on. It was just a black screen. And I've never had that happen before. Or, quite frankly, ever again. Again, knock on wood. So we hopped in the car on a slow day and zipped back over to the same GameStop where we had gotten it from. And we're like, hey, that protection plan you sold us was a good idea. Cause we need a new 3DS. Why isn't this damaging the box? Chain lightning isn't damaging the boss. I gotta lose here. It wasn't working. So since then, I've always gotten like the protection plan on new consoles and stuff just to prevent that from happening again. Cause just like, what else is there to say on that regard? It was... I was sold a dud. The same 3DS that I picked up from that replacement is still kicking to this day, although its battery is kind of like shot and needs to be plugged in to actually work. But it still plays! Knock on wood! It still works! Those things are built tough. I don't know what was wrong with the one that I was sold, but it just didn't work. So that is the story of why I always get the protection plan on any new consoles I get. Games I could really care less about because I don't really lose the cartridges too much. And some of them are digital downloads anyway, so it's like, whatever. Like, I don't really need to get protection plans on stuff like that, but I'll buy protection plans for controllers or game systems. In general, if it costs more than like $50 and it's not a game itself, I'm probably going to get a protection plan on it from the game store because I just don't want to take the risk. You know, I almost got burned, and I escaped only by the grace of a tiny little voice in my head saying, "Don't do it!" So, you know, having barely dodged the fire that time, I was like, okay, in the future, we're not taking that risk. We're not taking that chance. And, you know, usually the protection plans that GameStop sells or whatnot only really go, like, 2 years max. Like, you can buy, like, a 1-year plan or a 2-year plan. But, like, by that point, either a new console has come out, it's broken for a valid reason, just like worn tech or whatever. Or, like, by that point, it would just be, you know, not... There would be a new console out, and then you wouldn't need the old one anymore. I'll admit, I will say this. When, digital downloads first hit, I used to not want them. But that's kind of changed over the years. So let me break this down for you. When digital downloads first really hit the market for real, well, to be fair, they existed on PC for a while, but that's different. I like the way the flashlight dies out there when I let go. When digital downloads first hit for, like, you know, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo Wii, WiiWare was different because you couldn't get a physical copy of, say, World of Goo. But once they started doing digital downloads of actual games, I was really kind of skeptical because when it comes to games like that, usually, at least at the time, like pick up any DS game. Like, I got my copy of Pokemon Diamond up there, the original, not the remake. The data was saved on the cartridge, not the system. If I lost my copy of Pokemon Diamond, I lost all the Pokemon on it. But if I lost my DS and I still had my copy of Pokemon Diamond, then I just needed another DS, and I still had all my Pokemon. That's kind of changed because now it's saved on consoles. So originally my worry was like, you know, if I had, you know, looking at that incident of the 3DS breaking on me in 3 days, if I had it for longer and had important data saved on it that I couldn't replace without hours and hours and hours of effort, and I had lost it because the system itself broke, not the game, then I would be in a really rough spot. I would have lost even more. Now it's saved, like, or, you know, my worry was, you know, I can replace a game, but I can't replace the console. It kind of, for me, boils down to the idea of, I don't want everything in one place. Because, like, you know, if I buy $500 worth of... Let's say I buy $500 worth of games on my Nintendo Switch, and then I lose it. I don't break it, I lose it. Because if I break it, I can get my account back. But if I lose it, then, you know, all those games are still on it, and now instead of having to pay $300 for a new Switch, I gotta pay $800 for a new Switch, and all the games, and I gotta replay all the games, and get all my save data back, and God knows what else I lost. There's probably, like, some limited event items on some of the games or whatever, and it's like, okay. So it's like, I don't want to lose everything. I'd rather lose things bit by bit and replace them. Sort of like the, Ship of Theseus paradox. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense? Well, I hope it does, because I'm not, And that's sort of the good thing. Like, now we're entering this, like, extra era of, like, cloud data backups. So even if I lose everything, I still have all my data. I'm gonna take Twist of Fate, Fried Circuits. Steam 2. Steam 2 has, like, cloud saves. So even if you lose everything in, like, a house fire or a computer crash or whatever, again, knock on wood that none of this stuff happens, you know, save data is protected. It's valuable. And it's probably only going to keep getting better, I hope. You know, as we find ways to save more and more stuff in certain areas. Like, gone are the days of, like, saving to a floppy disk. Or even just, like, having a... Remember memory cards? Hey, they fixed the thing where Daze and Glimmer can be on the same thing. Or same dodge module. Good. That always bugged me. There's just so much that's able to be done now that it's just honestly incredible. You know, like, if you've gone back, like, 20, even 10 years and showed people then what games look like now, they would have believed that you were showing them, like, a movie. Or in the case of this, like a cartoon. I mean, like, imagine what the reaction you would have gotten if you had gone back to, like, the 1930s and shown people Cuphead. Back when that style of animation was commonplace. It's just mind-blowing how much variety there are in games these days. Something for everyone. Everyone can find something they enjoy. Whether you like a casual game, or if you like the game to literally, like, hold you over its knee and smack you. Until you cry for mercy, then there's Dark Souls. If you like having to start from scratch, there's roguelikes. There's strategies, there's VR, there's anything and everything you could ask for. I mean, for God's sake, there's a game about being a defense attorney. And that's a whole series with, like, 6 games and spin-offs now. Looking at you, Phoenix, right? You're awesome. And visual novels and stuff like that. There's so much. And I actually wonder, like, if you sat down and tried to complete, or at least beat, every single game out there, like, how long would it take? Would more games come out before you can finish them all? Probably. I mean, we spend, like, 200 years collectively online every day, so, like, why not just more games? It's an incredible and diverse world out there. Oh yes, those games. Yeah, the kind of games that make you go, am I really this much of a degenerate? And then, about 5 minutes later, yes. Yes, I am. I actually haven't ever gotten one of those kinds of games. Like, I understand the appeal, but, like, I don't need it. Oh! How was I not paying attention enough there? I need to watch my health bar better. What I need is the bouncy ball augment. It's like the most... I find it incredibly ironic that, like, the bouncy ball is, like, the most powerful thing in the game when it comes to just raw coverage of area. Ooh, flare's good too. No, it's not your fault. That was my fault. I should have been dodging more. But hey, we actually got a good starter weapon this time. It's okay. The run probably would have sucked in the end anyway, so no big deal. I am happier with this loadout, and we lost early. That's the thing. When it comes to games that are roguelikes, I hate losing late game. Because, like, look at how much more progress I lost. Like, did I waste an hour or did I waste 10 minutes? And I know that for some people it's the other way around. Like, oh, I can't believe I lost early. Nah, none of this is important. No, we are not going to the lab on level 2. Do I look stupid? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I don't look stupid, I swear. Okie dokie, let's do this. Bring it on, Insector. Every time you show up, it is just... You're... we have to at some point. Like, we have to go through every stage of the game. I just like to do the lower floor last. So if we look at the map of the mansion... Well, please, I gotta dodge there. If we look at the map of the mansion, I like to do We always start in the foyer, so I like to do the foyer, and then the garden or the parlor in whatever order they're in. And then the top floor, so the attic, the clockwork, and the rooftops, and then go down to the lower floors. Honestly, I like doing the cellar last. Like, my preferred order would be foyer, parlor, garden, rooftops, clockwork, attic, boiler, laboratory, cellar. But I usually just go in a straight line from one side of the house to the other, just to make it easier for myself. Based on which one I hit last. I did zip. All right. Sure, that's a decent-ish. To the garden! So, well, this is like an open area, so it's technically this is a room of the open area. Of each room of each of the zones, there are 3 rooms that really matter. There's the room with the shop, the room with the bonus room, and the room with the boss. Hey, speaking of! I can't move on until I beat the boss of the area, but it's actually better to hit it first on this zone. Because on level 2, once you beat the boss, all the items level up to level 2. Well, except the ones you're already carrying, but, semantics. Oh yeah, it's just a bunch of normal enemies running around doing nothing. I mean, yeah, there's items and sometimes health hidden around in the corners and nooks and crannies and what have you, but, like, overall, the main rooms of the mansion are just sort of there as filler. Just to make sure you got a good grasp. Honestly, I die more in the main rooms of the mansion than I do to the bosses. Sure, I could try pulling an old game off the shelf for next stream. I'd have to set up my Wii. I've been meaning to do that for a while. And I have to, like, set up one of my old consoles and boot it back up, make sure it still works. The only reason I haven't done that recently is just because I'm lazy and I don't feel like doing it. You know, mood. But I have been meaning to get a little variety in, so yeah, sure. Oh, there's the shop. GameCube could work. Or, like, PS2 or whatever. Yes. I'd have to see what I have available, but I'm sure I can find something good. Maybe we'll replay Super Mario Sunshine. Or like an old, I don't know, figure something out. old. Old and not exactly decrepit. Well, I'm not gonna play Luigi's Mansion because I was kind of considering doing that for Halloween, like the OG Luigi's Mansion. But like, I'm sure I could find something. Isn't there supposed to be an item here? Oh, it's up here. Alright, then vintage we shall provide. In the correct wine glasses. Looking at you, I expect you to die too. Dark Moon was a 3DS exclusive. I don't have a way to emulate the 3DS properly on my computer right now. And then 3 we did last year. Don't worry, I'll figure something out. What I was gonna do is, once I'm done with this run... So, this is probably gonna be the last run of the night. I'm gonna start with that. Like, win or lose, this is probably gonna be the last run of the night. So after this is done, I can go into my closet... Wrong era. But I can go into my closet... and take a look around and see what I have available. And try and figure out what I want from this and the other stuff. I will say this, I can't do Generations right now. The only copy of Generations I have was on my Xbox. And, I lost it. I can't find it. And, well, I mean, there's also the 3DS version, which is different, but, again, can't emulate a 3DS right now. And, No, I have Shadow the Hedgehog for the GameCube. And I have Sonic 06 for the Xbox. No, the big issue is that, like, this month, I can't spend on anything game-related. Because, you know why? I have 4 birthdays to buy for this month. In September. My wallet is already stinging. I have to buy for 4 different people, including myself. My mom's birthday is the 7th. My birthday is the 29th. My grandmother's birthday is the 29th. And my dad's birthday is the 30th. So... Oh yeah, I have Shadow the Hedgehog. That was one of the first games I completed. Because I could never beat that one level. I'm sure if I went back now I could do it. Maybe we'll play that. Get a fresh memory card and play Shadow the fucking Hedgehog. Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald? And then the other half of the meme of, I can't find the computer room! Boss. I'm coming for you, Broodor. With the correct attack this time. Well, so the thing with Shadow the Hedgehog was like there were multiple branching paths. So the level that I didn't like, I just found a way around by taking an evil route, or a neutral route, or a good route, depending on the route I was on, and just skipped it. It was still possible to get the true ending. All that it required of you was to get all 12 of the normal endings. So I was able to like skip one or two of the levels that were just annoying. Sonic Heroes, did you mean the Broken Mist? No, I liked Sonic Heroes. I never really finished that game. I never finished Sonic Heroes. I never finished Sonic Heroes. I have never finished Sonic Heroes. What is wrong with me? I need to go back and do that sometime. No. Hang on. Do I have that? Do I have that? Do I even have that game on me? I gotta know. I gotta stop, and I gotta figure this out, and I gotta know. We are going to figure this out. Hang on. We're going into the closet. Everyone brace yourselves. There's stuff in here. Like an original copy of Sonic Colors. Sonic Mega Collection that's got a scuff mark on it. Probably broken now. Fuck me. A copy of Donald Duck Going Quackers. Just kind of like a Crash Bandicoot game. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Over the Hedge, Shadow the Hedgehog. Really need to store these things better. What console was Sonic Heroes on that I had it for? I'm gonna have to freaking... Hold on. I might have lost it, to be fair. Like, I very well may have lost the disc a while ago. I think I had it on PS2. Yeah, it's not in here. I may have to order it online. Well, there's something I can drop as a hint for a birthday gift. Be like, hey, do you know there's an old Sonic game that I've never finished? Mom? Here, watch this. Watch this. Open text. Mom. On stream with friends, we were talking, and I realized I've never beaten Sonic Heroes. And I can't find the disc. Let's see how long it takes her to respond to that. It is 8:43. It is currently 8:43. We will see how long it takes Mom to respond to this message. And what she will respond with. Wait, Sonic rivals the Dark Brotherhood? Sonic Rivals the Dark Brotherhood didn't have, like, it forced you to reset the story every time. Oh, that was Sonic Chronicles. For the DS. Anyway, come on, let's finish this up. It might be time to just go full speed run and see how fast we can move through this. No, I was thinking about a game called Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood for the DS. It was a turn-based RPG where instead of needing to use just simple command inputs, you actually had to use the touchscreen to make the attacks work. Like, you fucked up the input command on the attack, it didn't go, and you dealt, like, no damage. I just got it confused when you said Sonic Rivals. I thought you meant Sonic Chronicles, and I was just confused. There was a Chow Garden in that game. You could trade Chow with other people. It sucked. The game was very badly polished. Like, it was clearly rushed, and they set it up for a sequel, and it was bad. Like, they never got the sequel. It was just, you know, the input commands were terrible. The final boss fight pulled out Supersonic, and you just had to do, like, this Guitar Hero-esque string of input commands, and you could win in one turn. It was not that good. Like, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I played it multiple times. It just wasn't good. Don't you mean... No. Sonic 3D Blast never had a director's cut. You're thinking of Sonic Adventure DX. Artful Dodger. That'll help us speed through this. Oh, whoops. Sure, I'll take a burn battery. Well, as long as it's here, I might as well use it. Make use of the bonus room that's available to me. Oh, really? Huh. Wasn't that game, like, really low quality? Originally, because it was, like, on the Saturn or whatever, and it was, like, shitty-ass half 3D. It, like, wasn't really 3D, but it was just like a 3D grid environment. No judging. Well, this'll certainly help. Hi, Agrel and Pope. Agrel and Crow. No, I'll keep the pulse bulb. Look at me, I got rocket shoes! Hi, Mothor! I think we'll start with Shadow the Hedgehog, because that's something I have available and can easily get running by Monday. Because the other thing is logistics. It'll be hard to get my hands on certain things. Certain things require specific downloads or purchases or whatnot. And I'd rather have something that I just know I can plug in and get ready for next time. Are you stuck doing this attack, Mothor? Mothor. Mothor, please. Thank you. I think he was stuck. Oh, you're still here. You're easy. No, it's fine. I think about weird stuff too sometimes. Alright, what's behind door number, whatever number this is? Hello? Oh, it's moving. You have so many ideas, Nate. I only have like 3 or 4 streams a week. Pick one. One, not 10. This bonus room is new and full of sadness. Hey, it's those weird living spikes that actually, like, stop being spikes if you shoot them for a couple seconds. Ah! Man, I shouldn't have picked Disable the Mini-Map. It was such a dumb move. Now I don't know where anything is, and I need to find the boss room. Oh, there it is. Found it! Probably gonna die, but I found it. It's Ornstein and Smaug! I mean, Arachnor and Sniper! These heckin' jokers. I am almost dead. No. 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 Just no. Just... no, apparently. Alright, I'll see you all on Monday, everyone! Dang it! Oh well. I'll beat this on my own time. Until then, see you later, folks!